Detonator is you get it with the Ultimate Trading course. And there's a lot of changes that happened now in 2025, and we're very, very proud to introduce an intermediate and advanced course that goes together with the core course. So most people, I believe, has done the Ultimate Trading course. There are some new members here on LTT too that hasn't done it yet, which Marius says, yeah, please start with Hold or Not. He showed you there in the report where he mentions this. And then afterwards, you can come over to the Ultimate Trading course, as we call it, Trading University. So the new Ultimate Trading Course learning path is meticulously designed to guide traders towards consistent results with advanced skill sets in a structure and progressive manner. We are all about advance, and we want to teach you those advanced skills by having those analytical skills as well as implementing the indicator detonator with that. So, like I said, I just want to show you a little bit of the background of where the detonator comes from, how it was basically designed, how we look at it, how we think about it, and then you will more understand it better in that range. So the trainers that we have is me and Corey. Combined 25 years experience in trading, DeFi, mining, analysis, and training as well. And remember, the whole entire UTC course syllabus is formed on hard-earned trading experience. We also started at the beginning. We made a lot of mistakes. We saw what was working, what was not, and this is how the course was put together. And this is also how the indicator was designed after that as well. So the Ultimate Trading Course core, most people know about this, have been coming now for the past 3 years. A couple of great achievements in the past 3 years is we already over 300 students there. Lives changed. That's actually become traders, doing very, very well in medium and long-term trading as well as some day trading. And then 165 live webinars and recordings already. That is really, really a lot. That's each week. We have a live webinar and the recordings for it, and you can go back and watch all those recordings once you join as well. There's also one-on-one 24-hour support from myself to my students. This is really a one of the proud products that I have launched, and I make sure to be on support for my students all the time and just assist them where they need it. And also the UTC Intermediate and Advanced from 2025 this year has been added to the Ultimate Trading course. So starting at core, that's what we call it, core, and then moving on to intermediate and advanced. And the difference I'll quickly show before we get in with the detonator 2. Teaching a proven winning strategy and the detonator 5 upgrades in the past 3 years. So in the past 3 years, we constantly upgrade the indicator 2. We don't just leave it there and let it do its thing. We have coders, we have everything, and we make sure that it runs smoothly like a well-oiled machine as well. So for all the newer members, the Ultimate Trading Course core is basically where your UTC journey starts. So it's a 6-month access. Webinars, like I said, is once per week on Thursdays. And you have 1 to 7 modules, or you've got 7 modules basically in the course that you can go through. You have access to me, the trainers, and Corey, and then also the course announcements channel. The detonator indicator is also included in this course as well for you to utilize while you're on the course. So the pathway that we now have created since 2025 and what we're going to do basically is you start here at the Ultimate Trading Course core. Then after the 6 months, you can then have a choice. Do you going to continue over to the UTC Advanced or Intermediate? I'll say now what the difference between the two is. Or do you need some more time with your 6 months? You want to actually still finish your core course? You have that addition too, where you can just do a month to month after you've taken the 6 months. And that will then help you to finish the course before you move over to the more advanced type of courses that we have, or the add-on courses that we have. So the Ultimate Trading Course Intermediate and Advanced add-ons, we definitely dive deep into the more serious and advanced, not serious, advanced type of trading strategies. We're looking at Wyckoff, we look at Ichimoku, we're looking at flip circles, we're looking at flip circles as well as trend lines, we're looking at GAN, very, very vast chapter that where we go deep in GAN. Then also Elliott Wave. Now you'll see there's a lot of these disciplines that Marius uses in the long-term trading. And yeah, we're going to teach everyone also to understand it better, and you will definitely have a better idea of what is coming, how it's done. And also by using our reports, you will definitely know the way forward, and also our indicators that we give at bitcointaf.com. So the Ultimate Trading Course Intermediate add-on, this is now after you take the UTC core. The UTC core is a prerequisite. And it's a month to month, or you got a 3 month option. Now remember, you get everything in UTC Core, but you also get the 8 to 12, those modules that I spoke about here. You get that added to the intermediate course. And also the indicator, the detonator, or everything that you add in Core. Now, this is an option for people, but a lot of the students, not old, I don't want to say older, that's wrong. You say the seasoned, the more of the seasoned students of the UTC Advanced or Core course go over to the advanced course. So the advanced course is basically the same as the intermediate, but you have an additional thing. And it's a very, very important to note that it's that fly on the wall calls. Now, what this is, there's a UTC core or advanced course announcements channel in Telegram where me and Corey, when we set up our own charts, when we do our own analysis, you can become a fly on the wall and see what we are doing. Now, a lot of students, there is currently a 14-day trial that they can take. A lot of our seasoned UTC core students has done this, has been looking, and they are really blown away of what we are doing there because they can see what we do in real time when we set up our own charts, when we do our own analysis, own training and trading. So that is a really, really good addition. That's what we call it also advanced. So you get everything plus that feature of the fly on the wall. Very, very important there. So Maurice did talk about the detonator. He uses that as well as all the fire as well. The detonator is the tool that we use in the Ultimate Trading course, what we teach here. We're already on version 5, as you can see. Now, we have taken 3 years and we went back and we have a positive average on this indicator of 94%. Now, that's unheard of. You don't get that, and this is just based on facts. Now, the detonator indicator is, like I said, a go-to tool for analyzing day, medium, and long-term trading. I cannot trade without it. I really can't. I cannot look at a chart without looking at an indicator. So it's a 3-part indicator. It's based on volume, momentum, and historical data that forms a significant part of UT syllabus. You definitely do receive the detonator with the courseware. Now, to understand the detonator, I want to go forward quickly and I want to take 2 slides out of the Advanced Ichimoku Module 9 chapter 1 that I did on Ichimoku theory. And I want to present this, and I want everyone to look at what I'm going to present here and think about this a lot. And it all goes about balance in life. So I'm going to read through some of these quotes here. Now, this is not something that I just wrote down. This is taken from scriptures, ancient scriptures that you can read. I think some of them are Tao, some is the karma theory. But the fact is that the universe always demands balance. It's a fact. So for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. That's physics. We all know that. Isaac Newton. If the pendulum swings in one direction, it must inevitably swing back in the opposite direction. So if you think about it, everything you create is a rhythm. If you think of rhythm, you think of rhythm with a price, you think of rhythm with planets that's moving around you, cycles of the sun and all that. So basically that every opposite reaction has a reaction. And we need to focus on that as well. So we can even take the evidence based on our own lives. If you pause for a moment and realize that these rhythmic swings are also present in your own life. Think about courage. Courage often follows fear, or happiness and sadness oscillates. There's always an opposite. There's always a balance in the one and the other. So the ancient says the person who experiences great joy might also endure significant suffering. The person who feels a little pain is capable of feeling only slight joy. So another part of the scriptures I want to bring up here is, even so, the law of compensation is always at work. You likely discover that overnight success doesn't exist. And that's very, very true. One typically pays a price to achieve what one wants to desire, what one desires, and the things one invests in are invariably compensated. So you have to work at what you want. That is, again, just back to the balance thing. Always keep in mind that everything operates under the principle of cause and effect. Every effect has a cause, and every cause has an effect. Nothing in life escapes this fact, in my opinion, or this is just a proven mathematical fact. Whether spiritually, we think in terms of quantum physics or math, Nothing escapes the fact of this fact of cause and effect. So based on that, we can see that everything revolves around balance. Now, I want you to think of balance, and when we get to the detonator, we're going to see what I mean by this. There's a reason I'm going this way. Um, if you think about that, everything revolves around balance. Now, if you look at the Chinese yin yang and the black and white sign there, the Chinese yin yang is part of that. Is balance. There's always this indicate that balance. Where there's black, there's white. Where there's darkness, there's light. I also did a couple of years ago, I did a course in the purpose of life. They call it in Japanese ikagi, and the purpose of life. And what we were taught there, the purpose of life is when you have your passion, your mission, your profession, your vocation aligned, you will be able to answer all the tough questions in your professional life. If you think of what you love to do, what can I get paid for? What can you get paid for what you do? What are you good at? What does the world need? And seeing those opportunities in that regard. So also bringing back balance, looking at what I got this little image here on the left-hand side, thinking about balance when it comes to, say, things like yoga, Buddhism, the ancient religions, thinking about the Egyptians. It does not matter what you think or believe at the end of the day. Everything always comes down to balance. Now, I'm going to repeat this a lot because I want this to sink in. Even in physics, if you take physics, for example, if you think of gravity, if you think of electromagnetism, if you think of small particles that's charged positively or negatively, it all boils down to that. So, again, coming back to that yin and yang, this says it clearly. The better you are able to accept things in your life with the dualities, the better you'll be able to navigate that in the life or in your life. So, nothing in life goes in a straight line. Nothing. All the time. Otherwise, life will not be able to fulfill cycles. Now, I think a lot of people identify what's going on here. This is what I want to say. A cycle. What is a cycle? A cycle is a natural progression of something oscillating over time. Nothing goes in a straight line. Nothing goes just up or down. There is a cycle to it. So it's just, again, a mathematical fact. So for that reason, we can safely deduct that nothing will ever just go up or nothing will ever just go down. I've never seen a chart, even if you bring it now back to trading, and if you that's what I want to do, is bring this balance concept back to trading. Even if you bring it back to trading, there is nothing in trading that will just go up or down. It needs to oscillate. It needs to go up, but once it's at the bottom, it needs to come back up to the top before it goes back down. So this is the most important principle I want to give you tonight regarding trading is that balance in it. And how are we going to bring it together in the detonator that I'm showing you? This is detonator B. Is what is at the bottom needs to go up to the top. What is at the top needs to go back down to the bottom. And this is how we're going to start learning where to get in and get out. And this is the trick basically to trading. And this is the trick to the balance. It's just to know when things are going to turn around. And Morris does this brilliantly in the LTT calls. And this you see it week in and week out on the score of the gates he gives, the targets he gives, the algorithm projections he gives, Elliott waves, the indicators. You saw this now when he started the call. Everything he does requires the balance of nature and the balance of indicators that we use for that. So I'm just going to go quickly out of here and go into TradingView and just use this balance concept now. And I'm going to use Sol. I'm just using any type of coin here. I'm not going to, it's not a specific coin or for any reason I use it. But I'm going to do it on a weekly, and this is a long term. Remember, long term is what we are doing here. And the thing is just to identify on the indicator, where's the bottom? Where's the top? Where's the bottom? Where's the top? So I'll just quickly go here to my brush. Where's the bottom? Where's the bottom of something? Where's the bottom crossing? Getting that in confluence, that remains balance. And what balance also that just taught us by doing that slideshow is balance says when it's at the bottom, it needs to go back to the top. When it's at the top, it needs to go back to the bottom. When it gets to the bottom, it needs to go back to the top. So exactly again, as example here, it was at the top, so the top moving down, but look right here, and I see this across the markets, getting to a bottom of momentum at the green dot, starting to turn up again. This is what we're going to use this indicator for, and it's as simple as that. Implementing our Wendy's pivot points, you can also bring that on. And yeah, Maurice, this is what I wanted to show. I wanted to just explain what is the importance of balance in the concept of trading, and the detonator is definitely what we will use as a balance indicator and as an oscillator to show everyone where to get in, where to get out. And you can yourself, once you do all these courses, we'll teach you how to do it, of where to look at and which points to get in with and get out with on the bottom of momentums and at the top of momentum. So thank you for this. Thank you for the time. If there's any questions, we can answer that too. Thank you.
Nico, that was brilliant. That was great.